Welcome, everybody. It is Thursday night. Good to see you here in the Learning Wing at Online Techniques. We're here live every Thursday evening at 5 p.m. Pacific Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's good to see you guys here. This is a call that is a session. I don't know why we call them calls. It's like habit, you know. It's a call. I don't know what it is. This is, at any rate, whatever it is, it's the third one of them. This is the part 3 of the podcasting series that we've been doing, and hopefully this is the last one. I want to get right into this because we have covered a lot of ground over the last couple weeks, and we have a lot of ground to cover tonight. But I can't figure out any other way to comfortably divide this. It might be, it might have been 4 lessons. I decided to make it 3. And then, of course, this morning in Contact List Builder, my mouth ran us about 7 minutes over. So, so I'm like a little fearful of what's going to happen tonight. And this one is a lot of desktop sharing. So I want to get right into it in case things get a little slow. However, I want to quickly review what we've done. And I want to let you know, number one, all 3 of these videos will be up in the next couple of days. I kept them back because when we started out, the first one we started out doing was not, we didn't really do it with the intention of continuing right into these, and it wasn't like a part 1, so it's kind of like an introduction, and I want to redo a couple things on that video so that it all fits together, and I just haven't had time to do it. So all 3 of these will go up as a set sometime in the next couple days. I'm going to try and get it done by tomorrow. After this, I'm going to be editing this one tonight and putting them all 3 together, hopefully, and get them done tonight. And then, they'll all go up on the website, and they'll be available so you can review. But I want to review really quickly what we've done here. I really didn't say what we done. It's just my mouth was kind of funny. I know it's, what we've done. In the first session, we took on the very basic kind of stuff that you have to know to be able to do podcasting on your blog, and that was simply learning how to mount a sound file on your blog. You can't just upload an MP3 file into your WordPress library and put a link to it, or just put a link to any MP3 file, because they don't operate exactly like other media files, where, for instance, you can upload a picture and then just tell the system, insert it here. You can't do that with a sound file, because what will happen is you'll be putting a link there, and when you put the link there, then if somebody clicks on it, they're going to go to a blank page that's going to just sit there while they actually download the sound file into their computer, and then, their sound system, their player in their computer will open up and play it. You don't want that to happen. You don't want them leaving your site and stuff like that. You don't want them to have to wait. So you have to have a plugin that creates a player. And then you can use the player to, put the player with the sound file on your blog. Okay? Now that was what we covered, and we did that, and we covered that a couple of weeks ago. Excuse me, I have an itchy nose. Goodness. You guys who are actually in the room here and seeing the video of my face are having a big laugh right now. What is he doing to his nose? My goodness. All right. Now, last week, we went into creating the template for your podcast. We got everybody access to the Audacity recorder and audio mixer. And We also, by the way, the week before, everybody got hold of the DVD soft audio video to MP3 converter. All right, so we can take audios off of our videos and make a sound file. Last week we got the Audacity recorder and mixer. And what we did last week, and we got our bumper music files, because Online Techniques has supplied you with bumper music files. So, with all of these things, what we did last week was use Audacity to create a template with an introduction, an intro, and an outro, a template within which we can create our podcasts on a regular basis. So, what are we going to do tonight? We're going to actually take up where we left off using Audacity and using our template to create our first podcast episode in MP3 format, all right, that we can put on our blog. Now, then we're going to immediately run off to our blog and we're going to install and configure the podcast plugin that we need to do this. That's called, that plugin, by the way, is called the Podcasting Plugin by TSP. It's a free plugin. You get it like any other plugin in your back office. You can get it from the library at WordPress from the Add Plugin page, and we'll show you how to do that. And we will configure that little sucker very quickly. You can put a lot of thought into this. You should put some thought into it up front, but we can do this very quickly tonight. And then we're going to actually mount and activate our very first podcast on a blog post, okay? So this is all going to be done. There's not a bunch of slides we're going to look at. We're going to jump right into things. I'm going to desktop sharing. Can you guys tell me in the text chat there when you are seeing the Audacity sound editor? Yes, 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 you got it. Okay. We are going to go on ahead working on the project that we worked on last week, all right? Now, what we do is we go to our file, and we're going to open, it's not in our bumper music anymore. This is under Online Techniques, Learning Wing. This is the podcast lesson. And now we see right here is the file, the Audacity podcast template. And I'm going to open that up. And there it is. Now this is, if you remember, the introduction that we made and the outro that we made down here. And we've got all our sound files together. What we don't have is our content in the middle. So what I'm going to do, if you remember in the first lesson, we took a video. We took the video off of the Online Techniques website, the welcome video, and we used the DVD soft video to MP3 converter to rip the soundtrack off of that and turn it into an MP3. Now keep in mind what you would normally do would be you would create a blog post, and for the blog post you would create a video. And what we're doing right now is the reason that I always tell you, don't just say, hey, welcome to my blog post, read the stuff down below. Actually convey the information that's in your blog post. Make it a teaching opportunity. So what if you talk for 3 or 4 minutes? It's okay, because then you can distribute that video to YouTube and give information on it. You look like you know what you're talking about in that case, all right? And you can do this with it. When you strip that audio, you can come in here, open your podcast template like this. I want to import the audio, not just open it. Let's go. There we go. Now it's bringing it into this project, right into the project. Now, there it is. And if you can see, I can scroll up, and there, up here, are my intros and my outros. So what I'm going to do to make this easier to do, you end up, this is much easier on a big screen. When you've got this wide open. I'm going to move this up just by grabbing it and moving it. I don't want to go to there. I want to go to the next one right there. Okay. Now, we should be in second position, and I can see right here, this is where my outro begins, my intro, every Thursday night at 5 Pacific and 8 Eastern time. Okay, stop. Begins to fade right there. So what I want to do is I want to select the time slip tool, which is right here, and I want to, hold on, move it down where I can see it. I want to slip this right over. And look at this. I can use the gauge at the top to tell me exactly where I am. And I want to overlay it a little. I want the music to be fading when I start to speak. All right? And then I'm going to go back this way. See, I want to get this one at the top. Way back here. So let's move it back a little bit. And then go some more. Why is it doing it this way? Yeah, like this. And this one, this starts out loud, okay? So I'm going to take it and, whoop, hello, move it out, and we'll try and line that up with where the speaking stops down below, okay? Are you guys following me? Did you see what I just did? Because what I just did was line these guys up so that my outro music is going to start right about here, and my intro music is going to fade out and end right about here. I know from the Now I know from the way the sound goes that I talk to Monty here, right in this spot in here. So it's not that important. This right here is where I start. Hi everybody, and boom, I want it to be in the clear. So this is a very easy thing to do. Now I've got to line up my intro and my outro speaking, so they go with the music. Now, this one was created at the same time as this one. I don't have to move it, okay? It's already lined up. But this one was created with the other one, and the other one's loose. So what I want to do is I want to move this from here to here, up to there, and I'm going to fit it. Oh, I want to go up one more. Yep, I went up one too many. Boop, down, okay. Is that where it is? Yeah. And now I want to, I got time slip still. I want to slip this one out. And find, sorry about the phone, guys. And find this spot right about there. Okay? Because they were created at the same time too. So I know this will work with this and this will work with this if I line them up at the beginning. Alright? And when I select it to move it, it'll show me where it is up here, where it's fitting in. Okay? So now what I've done is I've lined up the outro down there. I've lined up the intro up here, and I've got my content presumably lined up in the middle. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, and I hope you can hear this. I'm just going to play it, and let's see what we get, what the outro, I'm not going to play the whole thing. We will stop, okay? But let's play this. I'll tell him you're not here, John. Okay. All right, let's play this and see what we get. Welcome to Online Techniques. This is my online podcast where we talk about all the things you need to know to learn how to make money online. We've got a really good episode for you today. Sit back, relax, and learn all about making money from home on the internet. Welcome to Online Techniques. Everybody, this is Steve Gaghagen. And all right, I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to go down here because I don't like the volume of this compared to everything else. So what I'm going to do is select this one, and I don't have to have the place or anything like that. I can go over here and raise the volume here. Let's give it about 11 dB. Let's go back here.
You're a very good boy. Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. This is Steve Gaghagen and my owner, Monty, and we are here to welcome you to Online Techniques.
Okay. Now I'm going to stop. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Let's hear that again. Are you hearing this okay, guys? It looks like it's being okay as far as you're hearing it all right. Okay. Let's listen to the intro again, see if the volume is better on the main portion.
Welcome to Online Techniques. This is my online podcast where we talk about all the things you need to know to learn how to make money online. We've got a really good episode for you today. Sit back, relax, and learn all about making money from home on the internet. Welcome to Online Techniques. Good boy? You are a very good boy. Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. This is Steve Gaghagen and my owner, Monty, and we are here to welcome you to Online Techniques.
All right, let's stop it there. That sounds much better to me. What do you think? Sound like it's balanced out okay? Let's skip down here. And listen to the
online whenever you like here at Online Techniques. Thanks. Welcome once again to the website, and have a great day. That's it for this episode of Online Techniques. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back again in the next episode with all new information to help you learn everything you need to know about making money from home on the internet. Be sure to join us again and invite your friends here at the Learning Wing at Online Techniques.
Okay, there we go. That's it. Now, there's all sorts of things we could do here, guys. We can take individually take these things and compress them to give it a tighter sound. We can change the tonal quality of stuff. We could play with this, till who laid the rails. But I'm not going to do that. We are just going to say, okay, here is our first episode. This is all we have to do. And I'm going to go from File, and I'm going to export, and I want to select my file. I want to select it. I'm going to export as an MP3, and I'm going to go to put it in my documents, Online Techniques. Where is it? Yep. Learning Wing, and the podcast lesson. Okay, and this will be Online Techniques Podcast Episode 1. All right? And I'm going to say do it. Now, I can fill in this, and this will, artist name, Online Techniques. Okay, let's just do that. And leave that. Okay. It's going to be mixed down to 2 stereo channels in the exported file. And here it goes. All right. So this is all that we need to do. Now, this will, what we'll do now is I don't have, I am basically saving an MP3 file of this production. Now, if I want to, I can save the project as episode 1 project, so that I can come back in here and manipulate it again if I want to. However, you don't want to change the template. So if you save a project at this point, make sure you save as. Because when I close this down now, I can come back on my next blog post, and I can open this up again. I'll show you. I'm just going to close this down. Do I want to save changes? No, I don't want to save the changes. All right. Now what happens is if I come back and I open up my Audacity again, then here it comes. If I open that project, I'm right back where I started. And I can take another file and do the same thing. So this is now my podcast template, but I have created the episode 1 that we need to create our first podcast. So are you guys following me? Give me a yes in the text chat if you have followed me so far. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep right on going because now what we got to do is we have to prepare our website. Good, good. We have to prepare our website to accept all this stuff. All right. Now, here's the website, and you notice here's from our, our lesson the other week.
Very good boy. Oh, okay.
Now there's that same file.
This is Steve Gaghagen and my owner Monty.
Without the introduction or anything else mounted on the website. But what we're going to do is we're going to make this really powerful. And we're going to make this a traffic grabber for you. There's nothing better than being on iTunes. And Odiogo does it fine, for getting you links. But this is the real way to do it. First thing you have to do is get the plugins. So we're going to go to Plugins, Add New. And this is called, the one you want is Podcasting Plugin by TSP. Just tell it to search the plugins. What? I'm sorry, it's not TSP, TSG. I got my P's and my G's. Okay, there it is, right there. 2.3.1. Just tell it to install now. And activate the plugin. This thing is really, really cool. I mean, to me, it's amazing this plugin's is a free plugin. So, now we've got, where is it? Podcasting Plugin by TSG. And we need to go to settings, all right? When you first start out, you need to do your settings. And we'll run through these. And I would put in much more thought into this than you're going to see right here, okay? Now, I'm going to, the podcast feed address is given to you right here. It's your website /feed/podcast. So you can take this after you get, after you get the whole thing set up, and you can register this at all sorts of podcast directories. Anyone you want, after you get one episode on here, all right? Now, you want to put your podcast title in here. Online Techniques Internet Marketing Podcast. Okay? Be proper. Podcast tagline. Learn everything you need to know about internet marketing from me and friends. Okay? Then you want to put a summary in here. The Online Techniques Podcast is a weekly training podcast for the internet marketer. From blogging to search engine marketing. You'll learn it all here. All right, and then you put your author's name. I can't even spell it after all these years. Now, podcast art, you want to create a 300 by 300 pixel square image. This can be an image of yourself. It can be an image, a logo that you want to create to go with the podcast. Anything like that you would like to do, you can put in here. It's going to show up on iTunes. It's going to be seen. So that's something that you want to put in there. Now you're going to pick a category. All right. Number 1, let's go business, management, and marketing. Let's say that. Okay. Category number 2. Let's look down at let's see, tech news, gadgets, podcasting. We could put in podcasting. I don't think so. That's just one of the subjects. Let's go business. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to put other. Where's other? I lost my other. What are we going to put? Business, news, careers, investing, education, training. Okay? And number 3, let's see. Sexuality? I don't think so. Not anymore, anyway. Let's just leave that one blank, okay? Now, in keywords, we can go internet marketing training, online business training, and then use ourselves. Okay, and you could come up with several more in here. It's not explicit or is explicit. The owner name is going to be me. Owner email address. Player location, I'm going to put it before the content. Boop. Text above the player. Listen to... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Text above the player. Online techniques. Podcast. Text before the player. Download or listen to the podcast here. Text below the player. None. I'm not going to put anything below it. Download link text. Above. Before. Wait a minute. Yeah. No. You guess what? I'm going to put this. This is before the player means it's to the left. Text below the player. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to make it. All right. So what I've just done is make it before. Above the player, it's going to say Online Techniques Podcast. Below the player, it's going to say download or listen to the podcast here. And that text will be a link where they can click and download the thing. Now, I'm going to leave the player exactly like it is. I'm not going to mess around with it. I'm going to save the changes. Okay? So we've just configured this. Do I need to rekey or anything, or can I keep going? Are you guys hearing me? Give me just a few people in the room. Just give me a little... It's good? Okay. So now, what we're going to do is I've got to go to... I want to upload my... well, first of all, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's go to posts and look at all posts. Let's see if there's a post we can put this on. All right, pod snaps and Kleebles. It's only a draft at this point. So what I'm going to do is I want to go to my media library and I want to add new, because I need to upload my podcast here. So I will select my files, and they are in, excuse me, let me get this, my documents, online techniques, and Learning Wing. Okay, and the podcast lesson. Now here is our podcast episode 1. So I'm going to open that, and we're going to let that upload right into our online techniques podcast, into our media library. So that'll be a second. Hey, we're actually moving pretty fast here. Are you guys able to follow what I'm doing here and put all these pieces together? Because it's a bunch of stuff from the last 2 weeks that's coming into, that's all falling together now, and it's been like a big jigsaw puzzle. So what's happening here is actually very cool. Everything is coming together. Now, I will tell you right up front that it's been a long time since I've used this podcast plugin. So if I mess it up here, don't laugh at me, okay? But it's actually very easy, and we'll get this right on this post. The whole thing is the lesson tonight. Yes, it's recorded, and we will have all 3 up within the next day or so. I just wanted to make sure they were uniform and get them all done at the same time. All right, so now we're going to say Online Techniques Podcast Episode 1. That's all we need. We don't need to do anything in here, okay? So I'm going to go to my post, into my blog posts. And here we go. This is the link. I'm going to put it on my, I think I have to grab that. I don't remember at this point. So I'm going to grab that link. And I'm going to go to my posts. And we're going to edit this post. This is the famous Pod Snaps and Kleebles post. All right. And if you, now we got to, hold on. I just can't stand seeing that say 0. I have this thing that's kind of like bred in me now. Okay, well, it still needs more work. Because we haven't finished that. Now, down here, you'll notice this. Podcasting. This is what your plugin has put in here. Now, we're going to put the file right in there, the file URL, all right? And we're going to tell it add. All right, now, this is going to open up some stuff. Under format, you don't need to worry about anything, all right? You want to put your author here. You want to put your keywords. Training, online business, training, online techniques, Steve Gaghagen, okay? So we're not putting the length in there. We're saying, no, it's not explicit. And send to the editor. Boom, there we go. All right, it's right here. And what I'm going to do is save the draft. I'm not going to publish this because I don't want to register this. I already have this podcast registered, all right? But now what I'm going to do is preview the post. And here we have Online Techniques Podcast. Download or listen to the podcast here.
Techniques. This is my online podcast where we talk about all the things you need to know to learn how to make money online. We've got a really good episode for you today. Sit back, relax, and learn all about making money from home on the internet. Welcome to Online Techniques. Are you a good boy? You are a very good boy.
All right.
Okay.
There it is. Now, I'm going to come out of desktop sharing. I'm going to tell you how this works. I can take, now if I publish that, the way this plugin works, and I'm sorry about the lighting in here, you guys who are looking at me. If I publish this plugin is going to automatically register this thing with iTunes, this podcast. I can take that stevegaghagen.net/feed/podcast link, and as long as there's one published live, I can go to any number of podcast directories and register that podcast feed link. Now, here's a really cool thing about podcasts. Once you do that, then you don't have to register that thing anymore. Your blog pinging will take care of allowing all of those podcast directories to know that there's a new episode available. They will find it. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So you only have to do it once to podcast directories. iTunes, you don't have to do it at all. They'll just find it. It'll just happen. Okay. You can find podcast directories by going to Google and just search podcast directories and go through a list. Listen, if you get this done at iTunes, it's all you need. If you want to go to 5 or 6 or maybe 10 other ones and register it, that's all that you will ever need to have this done. So, and then you can, what you do is every time you do a blog post, do a video for it. Teach the stuff that's in the video. And then, as we did in the first lesson, rip the soundtrack right off the video with your DVD soft converter and make it an MP3 file. And then when you do your blog post, go into your template and put the audio there, create a podcast episode, and for every blog post, mount a podcast, just like you saw just there. And every time you do, you are putting a link from iTunes to your website. That's hugely powerful as a backlink just because iTunes is so highly rated. But not only that, people search iTunes for everything these days. Hell, I get most of my movies off of iTunes. I get movies that are not even out in the theater yet off of iTunes. And people are on iTunes for all sorts of content these days, searching keywords, searching things like internet marketing training and stuff like that. They'll go, if they know you're online, they'll go search iTunes to find your name. And they will end up on your website. It's a hugely powerful tool for bringing people to your website and for raising the ranking of your site in Alexa and for just doing a really cool techie thing. Okay? So that is it as far as our 3-part thing. Look at that. I have got about 18 minutes left in this hour. I'm faster than I usually think. So, does anybody have any questions about any of this stuff? Because if you don't ask, then how's the use gonna learn, eh? If you got a question that you want to ask, go ahead and put just say, call on me, or something in the text chat. Or anything like that. Nothing? Okay, then we are going to move on because there's nothing wrong with finishing early. And I know Janet is here, although I never finish early at Janet's sessions. I'm always one for finishing early at mine, but never Janet's. So, Janet, would you like to tell us, you guys all know where I'm going to be on Saturday. Good Lord willing and the quick don't rise. at 9 a.m. Pacific and noon Eastern Time. I'm going to be in oh gosh, I still haven't changed that slide. GetLiveTraining.com with Janet and Don. And Janet, why don't you tell us what we're going to be doing on Saturday?
I'm going to be talking about the 5 steps to brand you. So my typical little Saturday talk. I'm looking forward to it. I actually haven't done that talk for some time. I'm doing it tomorrow morning at the Net Learning Academy, and then I'm going to do that on Saturday as well. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Hi, John. Anyways, I'm pretty excited about our Saturday call. It's going to be the second one in a row that I've actually been talking on the call, so it'll be a lot of fun. And Don's talking about awareness. I love that. That's going to fit right in with my branding topic. So we're going to be talking about really what branding is and the 5 simple steps that you need to do to brand yourself. And I hope you guys will all be there. Invite all your friends because it is an open call. It is open to everybody, to guests. We don't really promote any one program, other than the contact list builder. We may mention that once or twice. And speaking of which, I hope you guys will all be here in April. Who's planning to be here in April? Can I see who's in the room here planning to be here? Sorry to bring that up. Hope you don't mind, Steve. But, food's free. Remember, the food's included.
Are you done? Okay. Yeah, seriously, guys, if you guys can get there in... she's never done. If you can get there in April, go. Do not, find out, if you need to find out about it, contact me. I'll let you know everything you need to know about the Springtime in the Rockies event with Janet and Don and Devlin Steele and Rob Gehring and some other wonderful people. So, if you need to find out about that, please contact me. Now, let me, John, you were asking, one of your sons had a couple of visitors today from a cell phone. Now, what do you mean you had visitors from a cell phone? They were on their cell phone? Or they had subscriptions? I mean, I use a plug-in called SMS Text Message from Semper Fi. Yeah, okay. I use a plugin called SMS Text Message by Semper Fi, and it allows people to subscribe for text messages. It builds another list, a list of cell phone numbers in your back office, in your dashboard. And, yeah. So, if you get subscribers that way, then you need to remember when you're sending a thing to your mailing list, go out or you put a new blog post up, go into the back office and send them a text message. You can do that through that plugin. Okay? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's SMS Text Message by Semper Fi. And he's got a place in his dashboard in the plugins where he can go to that plugin and just write a quick text message, new blog post on the online techniques on the online techniques site. Visit us there and put in the link, right? And just send them a text message. They get a text message on a smartphone. You can click on the link and go directly to the blog post on on your smartphone. So it's a pretty cool thing. A lot of the younger people really like that thing, and I've got quite a few subscribers to that stuff. So anyway, next week I haven't the foggiest. I've been working, concentrating on this podcast thing, and actually today went very smoothly. I'm really surprised at how smoothly it went, and I'm glad we got it all done. I think we're going to come up with 3 good movies. And how about navigating safe lists next week? Let me think about that one, Dale. We can do that. So why don't we just call this one now? I'm going to shut this off for the movie's sake at about 10 minutes early, but I will stay around for everybody in the room if we got more questions or things we want to discuss. Next week, we may be talking about safe lists. We may just be talking about all sorts of crazy things. I don't know. I never know. Janet knows me. I wait until Thursday morning and then call her and say, what am I supposed to do tonight? I don't have any idea. Now, we'll have something really good to say for this idea I like, okay? Oy vey. Oy vey. So anyway, listen, guys are watching the movie. Thank you very much for watching the movie. Thanks for being here this evening. We will be here again every week on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time here in the Learning Wing at Online Techniques. Thanks for joining us and hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye. Have a great night, everybody.